Volkswagen have revealed the new ID2. However, the Chinese version was revealed a couple of days ago. It is $10,600 US. It's available right now. It's called the Seahole. It's made by the Volkswagen Group. The ID2 will be 25,000 euros, a lot more than twice the price. Volkswagen have just launched the new ID2 and the ID2 all hot hatch. They're saying it's going to be a Tesla killer. I mean, people are saying this with a straight face. Why do I say saying this with a straight face? It's actually a ridiculous comment. Is it a good car? No idea. Could it be a good car? Could be amazing. Will it be a Tesla killer? Definitely not. I'm going to explain why that is and why it's very obvious that that's ridiculous. But first of all, this is a pretty cool car. The price is, for Europe, good. For China, terrible. However, Volkswagen actually released the Chinese version for less than half the price. I kid you not, less than half the price, only a couple of days ago. Hello my friends, and welcome to the channel, great to see you. If you're new to the channel, we have done nearly 3,000 videos over the past just over a year and a half since we started. So it's great to have you. Make sure you check out some of that content because a lot of it there is stuff that is just not available anywhere else on the internet. A lot of products, a lot of battery technology, renewable energy. There's all kinds of interesting stuff on battery tech, new cars you might not have heard of. So make sure you click that icon notification bell. Everyone, thank you so much for your support, especially with our GoFundMe campaign. It's enabled us to pay the $10,000 a week that Shanna's cancer treatment cost. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about, if you're new to the channel, I'll put that link to the GoFundMe page in the description. Personally, I like the look of this new ID2 and the ID2 All. I especially like the back of it, but the overall design of it doesn't make that much sense if you think about it from a materials perspective, from an actual cost perspective, and from a practicality perspective. And I had this discussion recently at Fully Charged Live in Sydney with a few people talking about the actual shape of cars, why that should change, why now with an EV, why are we copying the shape of gasoline-powered cars? I mean, we made gasoline-powered cars to have a long bonnet, have a big bonnet to put an engine in. For some reason, most manufacturers still haven't really moved on from that. I think it's time to move on from that. That's one thing that I was a little bit disappointed in terms of the shape of this new ID2. But overall, though, you can't really criticize it for that. It's a cool-looking car. The market wants that kind of shaped car. The market wants an affordable hatchback. This is, I wouldn't say truly affordable, but it's more affordable than anything else that Volkswagen has to offer right now. Much more affordable than, say, an ID.3. The size isn't much different to an ID.3. Not really. It's a little bit smaller, but there is an ID.1 that was released today too. So you've got three cars here that are not really that different in my opinion in terms of their size. You've got the ID.1 that's coming before in around 2025. You got this, the ID.2, slightly bigger than the ID.1, a bit more expensive. Then you got the ID.3, a little bit bigger than the ID.2. And then you got the ID.4 and the ID.5 and the ID.6. Lots of models coming. Lots and lots of models. A little bit of confusion here. For me, if I was buying a Volkswagen EV, I probably would be a little bit confused which one should I buy, because there's lots of variants of each model. Volkswagen's ID2 All demonstrates how the brand has, well, they've rethought their vision on an affordable small battery electric car. It won't be as affordable, of course, as the ID.1, but it's definitely much more affordable than anything they have at the moment. And the concept was unveiled today. It dropped the retro look of the ID Life. I personally like that retro look, but some people hated it. And it looks a lot like the current Golf. It's like a modern version of the current Golf. Does it look better than the current Golf? In my opinion, significantly better. The price, starting price will be below 25,000 euros. So I'm going to guess 24,900 euros, something like that. That's around 26,800 US dollars. The CEO confirmed that today. He said economies of scale and building the car in Spain, where wages are relatively low in comparison to Germany, will help keep the costs down. The production version of the ID.2 will have three siblings, another Volkswagen brand small EV, a Cupra version, and a Skoda variant. So this car you're looking at, it's going to be basically rebadged, restyled for the Cupra version, for the Skoda version, and another Volkswagen brand small EV. So you can see the confusion here. You're not just talking about, say, ID.1, ID.2, ID.3, ID.4, ID.5, ID.6. Then you're talking about different variants from the other brands that are basically the same car. The 4 EVs will use a shortened version of the MEB electric platform, which underpins the larger Volkswagen ID.3 and ID.4, along with the Skoda and Audi compact EVs. Now, it's worth pointing out that Volkswagen have even confirmed to me that, yes, the ID series cars are heavy. It's true, because they're all built using the same platform, the MEB platform. It's pretty much impossible to make them lightweight, the platform. The platform has been designed to be structurally able to handle the weight of a car the size of the ID.5 or the ID.6. And then you're basically taking that same platform and using it for the ID.1, the ID.2, the ID.3, meaning the weight is relatively heavy. Look at the ID.3. It's heavier than a Tesla Model Y and significantly smaller. So that's one of the, some people might say that's a good thing, others might say that's not a good thing. So they won't be the lightest cars in this segment. The car, how big is it? Well, it's smaller than, say, a Toyota Corolla and bigger than a Toyota Yaris and smaller than a Volkswagen Golf. It's 4,050 millimeters long, so about 4 meters. It means it's 159.5 inches long, 159.5 inches, which is what makes it so amazing what Volkswagen has said. Volkswagen is saying this car has a much bigger boot than a Volkswagen Golf. Golf, of course, like I said, bigger car, fair bit bigger than this. But the boot in this car is about the size of a boot, nearly the size of the boot in a BMW X5, which is a much bigger car. This is one of the huge benefits, right, of an EV. Packaging can be so much better. 4 meters long, has the boot the size of a car 5 meters. I find this hard to believe, but hey, it's amazing. The Polo, Volkswagen Polo, is a similarly sized car to this. In terms of the petrol car that you can buy right now, the Polo, I'm sure you've heard of it, it has a boot that is 350 litres. Now, to give you some context, the boot in a Toyota Corolla is 260 litres, 260. So the boot in this car, it's a smaller car than a Corolla, and the boot is nearly twice the size. EVs, this is one of the big advantages, interior packaging. The battery pack gives the concept a range of 450 kilometers, around 300 miles of range according to Volkswagen. Of course, that'll be in probably the higher spec variants, around 300 miles of range, but they haven't said what size the battery packs are yet. But we do know how fast it'll be. Volkswagen said the ID.2 all accelerates from 0 to 100 or 0 to 62 miles an hour in less than 7 seconds. Fast charging, haven't disclosed exactly what the charging speed is. They say the battery can be charged from 10% to 80% in 20 minutes. I'm going to guess the charging speed is around 200 kilowatt, maybe 250, so it will have pretty good charging speed. Volkswagen say that they've addressed the concerns that customers have with their current ID.3, ID.4 and ID.5 cars. They've changed some things. The concept includes separate illuminated buttons for the air conditioner, as well as a button to control volume of the radio that is accessible to both the driver and the passenger. You probably heard about all the controversy around Volkswagen firing their designers of their previous EVs. They weren't happy with them. This car here was designed by the person who succeeded the previous designer. His name is Joseph Kaban. His name is Andreas Mint. And the ID Life's chunky retro styling was apparently disliked by the CEO and by Schaefer, and they wanted to keep it more conservative. They want that kind of out there look. I think they made a good choice in moving to this car. It looks more aerodynamic. It's definitely more the kind of car that more people would be attracted to. Wouldn't be like, no, that's too weird for me. Remember though, Volkswagen Golf sales are falling fast. The Golf was once the best-selling car in the world. In fact, last year it was the best-selling car in Europe. The year before, best-selling car in Europe. The year before, best-selling car in Europe. For about 5 years or more, it's been the best-selling car in Europe. Last year, it came fourth. It went from first to fourth. You can see what's happening. Volkswagen are very well aware that it's losing sales. There's one thing that some people might like, others won't like. MG4, rear-wheel drive. Some other EVs, rear-wheel drive. The Cupra Born, for example, rear-wheel drive. MEB-based model cars, rear-wheel drive. This, front-wheel drive. The concept uses a 223 horsepower front-mounted electric motor, and it has a 12.9-inch touchscreen, a digital driver's display, and Volkswagen's travel assist with semi-autonomous driving functions. I think the interior looks really nice from what we can see from all the photos that we've seen so far. What are Volkswagen doing to actually stave off the threat from China, stave off the threat from Tesla? Volkswagen said the production version of the ID.2 will be one of 10 new models it will launch by 2026. The lineup includes the upcoming long wheelbase version of the ID Buzz minivan, the ID.7 midsize sedan, a bit like a Passat, and the upgraded ID.3 that was just revealed last week. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description below to the video that I did about the new version of the ID.3. Not a whole lot of changes, but it's a little bit different. The brand also announced a new compact electric SUV due in 2026, which will be the new ID Tiguan. I think they should just call it the Tiguan and get rid of the gas-powered, petrol-powered version. That's my take though. Volkswagen is building a battery plant in Spain to produce battery cells for small EVs. The plant in Sagunto, on the outskirts of Valencia, will supply cells to Volkswagen's group's car plants in Madrid and Pamplona. So there's going to be 10 new models before 2026, but Volkswagen as a group will be using basically the same cars, rebadging them, kind of restyling them a little bit. So there'll really be more like about 40 new models across the group. Some context on that price, 25,000 euros. What does it currently buy you in Europe? Tesla Model 3, it's around 39,000 euros, 38,000, 40,000, depending on which country. Kia Soul, around 47,000. Renault Zoe, 36,000. Seems like the Renault Zoe is incredibly overpriced for the size of the car. Very small car, 36,000 euros that's a lot of money. That's 40,000 US dollars. Opel Corsa E, 36,000. Peugeot E208, 35,000. Similar size car to the Zoe, so I think that's quite pricey as well. The Fiat New 500, 30,000. But then you've got something like the Dacia Spring, which is cheaper than this, 20,000 euros. Will people buy this for this price? They might. Is it a Tesla killer? Well, first of all, we have no idea because Tesla haven't even revealed their rival to this car, which is the Model 2, the Model A, whatever you want to call it, the Model who knows what it's going to be called, but it's going to be the affordable 25,000 US dollar car. So it will be a similar price to this car. Is it going to be similar? No, it won't. I can tell you now, the new Model 2 will be lighter than this. There's absolutely no question about that. If Tesla cars right now are around 25% lighter based on the size to actual weight ratio than Volkswagen cars, and Volkswagen's going to continue using the same ID platform, they're not going to be competitive in terms of weight. It's just zero chance, especially considering Tesla will be using their new platform, their new platform they've been working on for years. I think that new version of the platform will enable Tesla to make a profit on these cars. Volkswagen, will they make a profit? Well, there's no real way of knowing. We don't know what Volkswagen's plans are. We don't know how long it's going to take them to produce each one of these cars, what battery chemistry they'll be using. They didn't say what battery chemistry they'll be using. They didn't say how they're going to reduce these prices and make a profit. Be interesting to see. I'll talk about that on this channel. As soon as that information comes out, come to the channel and it will be here. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.